Today, I'm going to be sharing with you how I analyzed my own content and plan a whole month from it. A system that has been working for me for the past 2 years. And just last month, one of my videos hit over 1 million views using this same exact process. So in the next 10 minutes, we're going to talk about my 3 content pillars and how I analyze what worked in the last 60 days, how I plan the next 30 days, and the tool I use to plan all of this. Let's do it. If you're new here, hi, my name is Sandra. I'm a creative founder and a content creator with a community of over 200,000 people. And everything I post revolves around one simple idea. Your personal brand is the most powerful asset you will ever build online. And so before I plan anything for the month or anything in general related to my content, I always remind myself of that. Before we dive into planning anything, I want you to pause and ask yourself one simple question. Who are you talking to? This question alone will guide everything you post. Because you have to keep in mind, your audience is the hero of the story, not you. Your content is not about showing how smart you are, how skilled you are, how victorious you are. It's about helping them and about being there for them, for your audience. And so every time I plan a piece of content, I keep one thing in mind. What problem am I trying to solve right now for my audience? Because if my content does not help my audience move one step forward or doesn't make them feel a certain way, then they won't come back for the next post. Once I know who I'm speaking with, the next step is defining my content pillars. These are the themes my audience expects from me. Let's call them buckets. My first bucket is design and branding education. So this is where I teach design, break down thought process, logo design, visual systems, real client work. And the second bucket is personal growth and creator growth. My journey from 0 to over 200,000 followers, and my content system, monetization, mindset. And my third bucket is my drama mama, which is my personality pillar. And this is the pillar that helps me connect with my audience, letting them know I'm human and sometimes I'm down and I'm vulnerable, and just getting that fragile side of me as a creator and as a person out there. So every idea I post has to fit into one of these 3 buckets. If an idea does not fit inside of one of these pillars, I usually don't post it because random content confuses people and confusion will kill growth. And you're gonna wanna stay till the end so you can see how I analyze my content. There is a step before I analyze my content, which is getting inspired. So when I say inspired, I do not mean copy pasting. And if I ever get inspired heavily from a creator, I always usually leave in the caption a credit to them. But by inspiration, I mean studying what made me stop scrolling. So let me show you something. If I open my Instagram saves, I organize them into different folders, and I have one called to create, I have one called branding, one's animation. So whenever I see a post that makes me pause and think, whoa, that's smart, I save it inside of one of these folders inside Instagram. And not because I want to recreate that exact post, but because I want to understand why it worked. Was it the visual? Was it the hook? Was it the storytelling? Was it the music? Was it the caption? An example of how one inspiration led me to having a viral content piece. One time I saw Jun Yuh, a very famous creator, I'm sure most of you know him. He was holding a laptop in a specific way and explaining something, and that composition immediately caught my attention. And so even though it was simple, it was visually strong. So I thought, this could actually work well for one of my posts. I recreated it where I'm showcasing my website, and it got over 1 million views in like 2-3 days. Now let's get down to how I collect content ideas before I actually write them down in a tool that I use and decide to film them and script write them better. First, I collect a few inspirations. So it can be writing them down on a piece of paper. Usually I'm on my phone, so I write it in my notes app or in my own WhatsApp chat with myself. Don't judge me, I have my own WhatsApp chat called Me, Myself, and I. And I have another one called Ideas. And so I just throw them in there in my own lingo. So if someone were to read them, they wouldn't understand. And I'm just going to put some examples over here. Just enough for me to understand and get inspired when I want to write content. And one important underrated tip for you, which is If you have an idea, just write it down. Don't you dare say you will remember it later, because you won't. Let us be honest with each other. You will not. And I have never remembered one of these ideas that I thought of when I was, working. I just know now that I need to write it down immediately, because I have a very fish brain memory and I can't remember anything these days. By the way, you wonderful human, if you're enjoying this video, I would appreciate a subscribe or like. No pressure. We're still gonna be friends if you don't want to do that, but it really helps me continue create more videos like this on YouTube. And now I will be revealing the tool that I use. People always expect some complicated system, but honestly, my content calendar is just Excel. And that's it. I tried a lot of these tools like Notion. I still use Notion for work things. I used to work on ClickUp. I like it, but I've migrated to Notion this year. And I tried different social media planners, but yeah, don't judge me. They are great tools, but I just found myself working on Excel. I juggle a lot of things during the day, and so the easiest and frictionless place to be is my Excel sheet, which takes me to the point, which is the best tool is the one that removes friction from your day. It does not have to be the most impressive, the most aesthetic. There is no one system fits all. There's one system that works for you. You might like Excel, you might not. You might like Notion, which is a very good app. You might like ClickUp, which is also another good app, which is mainly for agency work. But I would say you have to discover which tool works for you. And right now it works for me. And so I'm gonna keep on using it. Once I have my inspiration that were from other creators, from my saved folders on Instagram, from my WhatsApp chat with myself, this is where my content pillars come in. I've already talked about the 3 content pillars I have. So every idea gets placed under a specific bucket. For me, there are 3 buckets, right? The design and personal branding and the drama mama. So when I write down an idea, I immediately ask myself, which idea does this belong to? And if I end up not knowing where to place it in my Excel, I'm just gonna remove it from my entire Excel. And so at the end of it, I'm gonna have 3 buckets filled with ideas, and I can just like drag and drop them into my calendar for the month. Now is the time to analyze my own content for the past 60 days. What I look at majorly is what people saved, what people shared, what people commented, and how many follows I got in the past 60 days from which posts. Then I try to identify patterns. Maybe people love posts where I break down my dumps. Maybe storytelling posts gets more engagement. Once I understand that pattern, I use it to guide the next month. So when I analyze my content, I usually have my phone in my left hand and a notebook on the right side where I can take notes. But right now, I'm just gonna show you how I do that visually. I'm just gonna animate it over here so you can like understand the gist of it. So I'm gonna lay out all my posts and then I'm gonna categorize them in that way. And this is how I know which category is the most popular in the past 60 days and what I should keep on talking about for the next 30 days. So if I see, let's say, the framer posts are getting a lot of engagement and a lot of follows, then I know I want to keep on doing that for the next months. And I also have my drama mama posts. Some of them performed not that well, some of them performed really good. So I want to catch the pattern. Is it because it relates to a pain point? Why? And we also have other posts related to design and social media. So this is where I see where my audience is most interested in. What do they want to learn mostly? How to grow their audience? Or for graphic designers, do they want to learn design terms? So it just gives me an idea on which bucket is the most popular between my audience and what's a bucket that can attract a potential audience. So right now, what I saw in the past 60 days, my framer videos get a lot of hype because framer right now is trending and it's getting really famous. And so a lot of people are curious about that. I'm going to continue creating framer tutorials. And also there is a post where I had like an engagement video, interactive video. And so I want to do that again since it worked the first time and became viral. And so this is how I'm going to lay it down in my Excel. Each week, I have 3 posts, the minimum. On Mondays, it's usually the Drama Mama post because on Monday, people want that motivation and they want to feel good about themselves or feel like someone gets how Mondays are hard. And so Drama Mama usually is there for them. And essentially, she's there for me first. This is how I express. And some Mondays are harder than others, especially with everything happening in the world right now. Then usually on Wednesday and Thursday, I have the value posts. And for the value posts, I have to get content from my educational buckets, which are social media growth and design, personal branding and design buckets. So these 2 buckets, if I have ideas, I just drag an idea and I copy paste it there. And then on Fridays, it's also a value post, but it's Thursday or Friday, but it's usually a carousel mainly, so it will be easier for the audience since Thursday, Friday, people's energies are a bit lower. So there is psychology in this. I wasn't using this pattern before, but my brother actually suggested that you need to follow how people are feeling every day of the week. And so ever since I did that, I became more organized and it really helped me a lot. So now that I have inspiration from others, ideas written down, patterns from my own content, I'm gonna start filling the calendar. So right now my 3 buckets are filled with ideas. And so this is how random ideas that are written from your phone or on like paper become a structured content plan. And if you have no idea how to even start or what to post about, I'm gonna have a video at the end of this YouTube video over here or here, so you can watch that. It's super helpful. And you can also download the free Excel template sheet that I use, which is very simple. Again, you can recreate this. And I'll also have a Substack article below. So if you wanna follow the steps of this YouTube video, it's right there and it's very clear. And thank you so much and see you in the next one. Goodbye. Ciao.